Test series will start from August. Okay. So first 2 months, you try to complete all the topics which are pending, like if you have any college work going on, project work going on, all that you try to complete. Okay, first 2 months will take it easy. August month, I'll start the test. Then every month you'll have test once. And that test will not be short. It will be of longer duration. Instead of giving small test, I'll give longer test of the August month. Okay. Initially, you try to practice well all the topics what we have covered and try to revise them also. Okay, and if you have any doubts also, try to reach out. Like I told you, should incorporate all the basics I have told you for your exam preparation. It is not just about reading books. You need to exercise twice in a week. Okay, you need to get at least 10 minutes of sunshine. You need to eat food on time. All these are important part of your preparation because if you do not eat food, there is no fuel for your mind. And whatever you are reading, it will not go in. It will just enter here and exit. Okay, so to make sure memory is good, you need to eat a lot of dry fruits and increase the intake of water if you are consuming dry fruits because it will dehydrate you. Okay, so these stuff along with your normal preparation, these things you need to bear in mind, right? So now today we will talk about sentence. What is a sentence? Collection of words. Why can't we just communicate using words like put them one after the other? Why do we need a sentence formation? Why is it important to form a sentence? It is to communicate in a better way. Otherwise, it is just a collection of words if you do not put it in the right way. That is, you do not put it in a proper grammatical format, or you do not put it in a proper meaningful format, then by hearing those words, somebody can make out what you're trying to say. But to put it in the right way, it takes practice. So all of you, I think I could gauge from some of the messages what I received. You need to work on English. Okay. Though you are able to talk correctly, while writing, you are making some small mistakes, even in messages also. So how do you improve that? It is not just the textbooks which you need to read. Only your college textbooks you're not supposed to read. Like I told, economics time paper is good. It doesn't contain lot of unwanted data. Okay. One paper you buy for a week. That is all. I'm not even asking you to buy a newspaper every single day. One newspaper you buy for a week, one sheet of paper, one side. Okay. You read that one entire sheet for one day. Okay. If you need, you can revise, or the next day you can read the next sheet. That reading will help you practice the communication in a more easier way, fluent way. It is not about learning poetry kind of words. It's not about poetry writing, right? It is about how to communicate rightly, okay? How to communicate in the correct grammatical format and how to make sure your words are arranged in a proper sequence. Okay, so that is why I'm trying my best to communicate with you so that I can gauge where you are lacking, whether you are lacking in English, whether you are lacking in maths, whether you are lacking in your core subject. That idea I need to get. Okay, then only I can help you out, right? So this also you need to include every day economics time paper. Specifically, I'm telling because it doesn't distract you with unwanted data. Okay, lot of movie data, all that data will be there. That is in normal papers. Times of India is full of that. Okay, if you go for economics time paper, it is different. Okay, you can see mainly some financial data, and moreover that language also is very easy to give it in a very difficult manner. And there are a lot of new words also which you can learn from that paper. Okay, no Deccan Herald, no Times of India, no Hindu, all that you leave. Economics time paper you can take. Okay, simple, not very complicated English. They use very simple English and new words also will be there. Okay, that you can start. Like I told, apart from word power book, this also you can practice. You need to find some friend of yours with whom you can communicate in English, not your local language. You may be talking in Kannada with your friend, or you may be talking with them in Hindi, or any of your local languages, Telugu, Tamil, Malayalam, whatever it is. From now onwards, try to communicate in English. Even with your friend also, it will help you improve your confidence. Okay, you need to put effort. Both of you will improve. It's not just about you. You will help your friend also to improve. So why do we need a sentences? To make sure our communication happens without any kind of barrier. Okay, so we try to put the best possible group of words in the proper format so that the other person can understand it easily. That is our aim, right? Our aim is to communicate. Goal of communication is to make the other person understand what we are saying. If they cannot understand what we are saying, then even if I use very complicated words, it is of no use, right? Similarly, in exam also, if you get any such question where a lot of complicated words are there and you are not able to understand anything, you just leave that question. It is a trap. Don't sit thinking a lot about that question, guessing that answer. Just move on to the next question. Okay? Traps you need to identify. It is a group of words. It has important features. First is expresses a complete thought or idea. Can even find a nearby library. If you have any library nearby your home or PG or college, you can find the library. There you can get all the newspapers. In the stall, it will be there in the newspaper stand. All the newspaper for the day will be there. Every day they will refresh the newspapers. So if you do not want to buy, you can even go there and spend some time. If you need any locations for libraries in Bangalore, you can contact me. I'll let you know. So if you feel distracted at PG, you are not able to study, you can go to library and study as well. Okay, you can carry your books with you. Okay, so don't worry about all. So if I give you a sentence like this, okay, deep ocean is the. Okay, so I'm trying to form a sentence, but I have not written the words in the right order. Okay, I have put all the words what I need, but I have not put them in the right order. Does it make any sense? No. What is the right sentence here? The ocean is deep, right? So you need to always make sure you put the words in the right order, correct? You want a darker, see, from next slide I'll write it. So the meaning of sentence may be different based on the different expressions like a statement. It may be just stating a fact, it may be a question, or it may be a command or order, or it can be a exclamation. That is a sentence which expresses excitement or joy or happiness or sorrow. It can be anything. Exclamation can mean anything. Okay. So it must also have a subject and a verb upon which we are building the sentence. So we will see some examples now. And we'll also see what are the various different type of sentences what we have. So we have you can see this. Declarative just gives information about something. And it ends with the full stop. Okay, declarative statements are basically fact stating. Okay, so they give some fact and they end with a full stop. What is interrogative? Interrogative is like a questionnaire. Okay, so usually it ends with a question mark. You can write down. So, for example, declarative statement example. You can have a fish lives in water. The chocolate is very sweet. These are all just stating facts. They are not trying to, elaborate on something in detail, just simply stating the fact and ending with a full stop. These kind of statements are called as declarative statement. They just give information, that's all. Okay, next you have interrogative. What happens in interrogative statements? You have question mark, questionnaire format. Okay. Ends with question mark. Okay. So for example, for interrogative, I can have what is your name? Where do you stay? I think. So this is a questionnaire where in return you are expecting some answer. Okay. So the communication may continue in the form of question again. Okay. So that is also possible. So again, you might have to give the answer instead of them giving the answer. What is imperative statement? Finish these two. Write down imperative. Gives command or asks for request. It ends with a full stop. You can write it down. It ends with a full stop. Imperative statement. Okay, gives command or asks for request. So can you give me some examples of imperative statement? Giving command means telling someone to do something. Requesting means it is kind of a sentence where you're asking for something. Okay, it is it's not a command. It is more of a kinder way. It is not a strict way of telling. It is kind of request. I think you already understand what the word request means. So usually in request, it is usually very polite, right? So imperative examples. Wait for the bus. Please take care of the children. Okay. Wait for the bus is more like a command. Okay. Please take care of the children is more like a request. Okay. So you need to understand where there is a format of command, where there is a format of request. What does waiting help with? What does waiting help with? Why is waiting an important part of your growing up? What does waiting teach you? Yes, it teaches you patience, right? Whether it is waiting for a bus and not getting into auto as soon as you just wait for only 5 minutes. Okay, so it helps you even be careful in the exam, wherein you do not mark the answers very quickly and wrongly. It teaches you patience there also, when to wait and when to move forward, right? So if you are extremely tired, not feeling well, that time all that fine is fine. Taking immediate decisions is fine. But if you are doing well, especially for younger children, okay, below 30, below 35, waiting is okay. Okay, beyond that age, probably you'll not be having that much energy and that much freedom to go for bus every time. You may have responsibilities. You have to take care of children. That time, if you're like more than one person, autos or cabs may make sense. If you are alone, traveling by cab is advisable or not advisable? Always not advisable. Why? Huh? No, not time of the day. If only one person is traveling in the cab, is it advisable? No, it's not about daytime, nighttime. You are increasing the number of vehicles on the road. So you know what is carpooling? What is carpooling? Yeah, multiple people who are going in the same direction travel by one car. So all the seats are occupied. So only the driver is there and you are there. Remaining seats are empty. And that car is occupying space on the road. So it takes lot of vehicles, okay, to clear, to make sure traffic doesn't build up, right? So it makes sense to leave your home early, plan the day well in advance, and travel by public transport. Whenever, like I told, before 30 years of age, you can definitely do that, and that will help you in future. You are saving money as well, you are learning patience as well, and you are going to enjoy the journey. It's not like a punishment. If you leave early, you'll always get a seat. That is definite. You can go to the hub where the bus starts, and you can always secure a seat for yourself if you plan early. Okay, that planning should be there in you. That discipline should be there in you. So it helps with environmental pollution management. Okay. It helps with traffic congestion management. All that is also something to think about, right? It's also your duty to make sure you're not contributing towards lot of carbon emissions, right? So I think exclamatory we have not. Exclamative is used to express strong emotions or feelings. I asked you all to work on your EQ. EQ is emotional quotient. You should not let the other person know if you're feeling too sad or too happy. You should be able to, what do you say, control your emotions. It should not show up on your face. You should be able to have a neutral state of mind, right? It is okay even if the event is extreme also. You need to be, suppose you are writing exam and you cannot go ahead with any kind of negative emotions during that time. You need to be concentrating on the exam. So that kind of determination should be there within you. You need to know when to be strong, when to let go and cry. That is also a part of living. It's not bad to cry. It's okay to cry both for men and women. So you should know when to cry and when, in front of whom to cry. Okay, because other people can misunderstand it as your weakness. So you should know who is your genuine friend, who is just gauging you. All that you need to understand. Seeing a person, you should be able to gauge them first before becoming very close to them. So some examples we will see for exclamatory. You can even use what do you say, exclamation mark in the sentences. Okay, for example, what a beautiful place. Yeah, it can be surprising. It can be uh, in awe. That is, you're admiring something. It can be shocking also. So it can be any kind of event which is beyond your expectation. You're not expecting that to happen, and it happens. So you're feeling either good about it or bad about it or very, very happy about it. So all the different levels of extremes, right? One is a normal way of life. One is extreme. That is, either it can be negative extreme or it can be positive extreme. Either you are very happy, very sad, all that also fall into exclamation, right? How well he sings. This is also exclamatory. Something like your friend has exceeded your expectations. So, like I told you, music can be very good for you to manage your emotions. And like I told you, if you do not have any financial support to go through any music class, you can even start singing as well. Okay, singing half an hour a day or 1 hour a day. It doesn't need any money. You can just start practicing your favorite songs. By the end of 10 years, you can become a really good singer. That is also possible. Okay, it's all about practice. How you manage all the rhythms and how to take care of the basic details, what they have put in the song. So I'll give you some sentences. Okay, you try to tell me which kind of sentences are. Okay, this is interrogative. Okay, Declarative is. This is interrogative. Okay, this is declarative. This is also declarative. This is also declarative. It is interrogative. Imperative. It is an order or a request, then it is imperative. Finished writing? So questionnaire is interrogative. If you just state some fact, it is declarative. If you request or command, it is imperative. If it is having an exclamation mark, then it is an exclamatory sentence. So it's very simple to identify them. Only thing, imperative you need to identify correctly. If it is a command or a request, you need to know them well. What kind of sentence is this? Declarative. Kind of a sentence is this? Declarative. This is imperative, correct. Imperative. Correct. Do you all help your parents while cooking? Sorry, declarative. I told declarative and I'm writing incorrect. Do you all help your parents while they're cooking? You try to? At least for 10 minutes, you can help them with something, right? Don't put all the burden on them, okay? Try to be helpful. It will also help you learn something which will help you be little independent in the hostel, right? You all can get a small that electric cooker and you can try to cook sometime when you get bored of eating the hostel food, right? Articles now. What is the article? We have 8 types of articles here. A, and the, right? We have these 3 articles. So if you have A, E, I, O, U, right? In the beginning, then what you're going to use? Huh? A, E, I, O, U, if it is there, you are supposed to use an. Okay. If A, E, I, O, U are there, then we use an before the noun. And even if it is having a sound of now this word also, okay, suppose H is silent, as in our. Okay, then what will you use before our? You will use A or will you use an? An our. Okay, even though it is starting with H, when you pronounce it, it is having H as silent. Okay, so we use an our. We can write this. We use an before a noun. That begins with that vowel sound as well. Okay, for example, another. Okay, either A, E, I, O, U has to be there in the beginning of the word, or you can have the sound of the vowel, okay, in the beginning. So it may have the first letter silent. So there also you can use an. Finished writing this? Can have another example. An honest man. Honest. Here also H is silent, right? H is silent here. Honest man. Finish. What about a? When you use the word a, you can write. Write some examples. What will you use here? A chair, the chair, and chair. Huh? The chair. Oh. Next word is the. Usually it is used very rarely. Okay, very, very specific. Okay. So general and specifics are opposite. Should know the two differences. Opposite to each other, right? General and specific. I bought dash fruit. Fruit was in. I brought a fruit. The fruit was in eatable condition. So for the same fruit, here I'm using two different options. Okay, the first time I'm saying I bought a fruit because when I'm buying, it is from so many fruits, I'm picking one of them. So it is general in nature. For the second time, it was only one fruit what I had with me. So I have to be specific about that fruit only. Okay, so the fruit was in eatable condition. Why is it that I write the in the second option? Did you understand? When I'm purchasing, it is from lot of fruits, I'm picking one fruit. So that is general. Lot of fruits are there. They are all considered as general. From them, I picked one single fruit. Now that fruit becomes specific. Okay, I'm particularly referencing to that only fruit, what I have with me. So the fruit was in eatable condition. Can I use AA in the sentences? Can you just read it out to yourself? Does it sound good? So, like I told, the more newspapers you read, the more your comprehension will improve. And you can see some series like, Hawkeye series. In English, there is a Hawkeye series. It's not Indian series, it's American series. That series is good. You can watch that. See, instead of seeing movies and lot of negative stuff, you can watch such series which are short in time. They are only 20 minutes long, one episode. So it doesn't consume too much time and it will help you improve your English as well. So that kind of data you can see. It is an old series. I think 4 5 years back it got released. Okay, so it is also helpful if you are seeing non-local content. That is, for the exam, you do not have your local language right now. You have English, right? You have your core subject and you have maths. So watch content related to that. Okay. For English improvement, instead of watching what do you say, uh, videos, you can watch some series instead. That will help you improve your English because they are talking, conversing with each other. You will learn the pronunciation, you will learn the way to put the words in the right format. Like I told you, if you do not have a friend to communicate with right now, to talk to each other and improve your English, you can watch series. Okay, songs won't help you. Songs you will memorize. If you watch a series, it will help you see and understand the pronunciation, absorb the format what they are using, and your English will improve. Watch English series. So all the other series will have a lot of negative data. That is why I told you this Hawkeye series is good. Okay, it contains some what do you say? It's not depressing content. It's not torture type of content. It is good. Okay, simple and good. Just 20 minutes is one episode length. So it is not consuming too much time also. So if you ever feel bored till your exam time, don't go and watch movies. Watch such series which are very, very short in nature. Okay, that will help you improve your vocabulary to a very great extent, right? So there are a lot of series in English actually. I won't give you all the names because some of them may depress you or disturb you. That is why I told specifically Hawkeye series. Okay. Okay. Before these words, especially we use the because it is specific. Okay. Seas, ocean, canals, rivers, mountain regions, group of islands, etc. No? The piano, because you are picking among so many of them, then it will be a. Once you get it to your home, it will be the, because you have only one, right? So the previous example will hold good, right? I bought a fruit and the fruit was in eatable condition. I bought a violin. I learned to play the violin. Okay. So when there are many of them, it is general. When it is only one, it is specific. When it is specific, you have to use the. Finished? I'll give you some examples. You try to fill the correct word. Okay. What would you write for the first blank? The is right. And ran. You'll write okay, and you will not write. Like I told sound that day I told you in my think previous to previous class. Though E is there in the beginning, sounds like U. Y-O-U-U. Okay, so we'll start with that was an interesting story. Will you write here? An. Because H is silent. Okay. An apple, I take. Mhm. Yes. The earth revolves around the sun. Both are specific, right? We don't have too many of them. So you can use the for both. Finished? You sounds like you, European. Y also can be there, no? So some words, though they have a different sound when you spell the alphabet, pronounce the alphabet, when you put it in a word, it sounds different. Okay, there you have to be careful of whether to use a or an. Finish this. You will have an account in post office. Yes, post office, not a regular bank. Okay, try to open one account in post office. It takes only 500 rupees minimum. That's all. It is good to have the postal system department's what to say backup because you get lot of branches throughout India. You don't have to search for your own bank specific branch. Sometime when you need it, that branch may be not be there nearby. So post office branches are throughout India. Anywhere you go, it has to be there. In any city, it has to be there. You cannot find a city without a post office, right? So try to have an account in post office as well. Very simple. One simple form they'll give you. Only 500 rupees is minimum deposit. So it's not very expensive as well. And try to utilize this basic communication techniques. Writing a letter, okay, sending that inland letter, how to purchase a stamp, okay, how to send. Don't use always this courier based agencies. Try to stick to Indian Post as well because those are very hardworking people. Okay, very old people are employed there. If all the youngsters move towards courier, that entire postal department will be gone and they will lose their jobs. All the old people will lose their jobs. So at least for them, at least sometime once, maybe once in a month or so, whenever you want to send something, try to go there. Like I told, it teaches you patience as well. And always prefer government transport, government postal services. They are very reliable compared to your um, private courier agencies and private vehicles. You have some guarantee that you have the you see means to track the data, what is being sent, where it is right now. All the data, just like your basic courier agencies, even they will provide you with the data. If you need the tracking, that is, if you do not want, you can just put it in the post box as well. Even there are a lot of post boxes in the city. You don't have to go to post office as well. Just to post, you can just purchase some 10 letters, inland letters when you go there once. Whenever you want to write some letter, you can just write it and post it in the nearby post box as well. So just because WhatsApp is there and everything is online now, don't forget that offline data, sending greeting cards for birthdays, it will be a surprise, right? The person who receives it will be feeling happy and that they can preserve it even if there is no mobile also. Those uh, kind of memories are there to last a lifetime, right? So preparing your own greeting card, okay, sending something personalized. These are all ways to improve your relationships, even strengthen them, friendships and relationships. You have to see the world is moving forward. In the same span, you need to learn how to move backwards also. That is how a chess game is played, right? All the pawns in the chess board, they move forward, they move backward. Okay, you cannot win the game only if you go on moving forward. That is not possible. Sometimes you need to appreciate the older generation, older services, so that you have some data to learn from them, how they are, managing the tasks. Okay. Sometimes they may be really slow, but that slowness also teaches you some patience. So usually where you can buy envelope from the post office, usually we buy it in bulk. We buy like 10 or 20 envelopes at once and we buy the stamps along with that and we know the weightage. If the envelope is weighing a certain gram, then you need to put that particular stamp. Okay, 10 rupees stamp, 5 rupees stamp, 1 rupee stamp, 2 rupees stamp. Lot of differences are there. So post office data and stamp collection was a hobby class for us in school days. So there was a competition where the person who used to have the most unique stamps used to get a prize in our school days. Nowadays, you're all not doing that. So stamps used to be a hobby, stamp collection, not just Indian stamps, even stamps from abroad. So foreign stamps will be there, Indian stamps will be there. All that collection will be very precious to you. Okay, those if you try to sell it to someone, they'll give you a lot of good amount later. There are people who buy the stamps collection. So you need to find such kind of hobbies which interests you. Okay. So what is the answer for this? We have, what will you write? A beautiful garden. The garden is full of roses. Correct. Can you give me an envelope? Now I'll give you a parrot. If there is nothing to fill, you can just leave it blank. Okay, if you can fill it with a and the or just dash. That is, if you don't have anything to write, you can write it as empty. Four options are there. So either you can use a and the, or you can just leave it blank. What will you fill with the following blanks? How many blanks are there? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blanks are given. What will you write in the first blank? According to the National Weather Service. What will you write here? You need the here. The cyclones. Here you don't need anything. Like I told, if you don't have anything to write, you can just leave it blank. According to the National Weather Service, cyclones are areas of circulating wind. So there is no data here. Okay, both the spaces are blank. That rotate clockwise in the southern hemisphere and clockwise in the southern hemisphere. They are generally accompanied by some kind of blank, yes, precipitation, and by here you want an or the, and by a stormy wind. Next, all of you finish this, not out in this. In one more paragraph I'll give you. So all this you can get from economics time paper, basic details about world events. Okay, so you need not be totally aloof from what is going on in the world. Okay, some basic data you need to identify and understand. Why is a certain event happening? What is the uh, cause for that event? What is the consequence going forward? All that you need to understand. This is the answer for this. First one will be blank. I'm interested in finance. I heard euro. We need to use the. I heard the euro is losing value compared to the US dollar. Can you use a? Does it sound good? No, right? Earlier we wrote a European. Remember that I cannot write here. I heard a euro is losing value. Can one euro only lose value? No. So you can write it in a different form. Okay. Finish writing this. I remove the head. Try to write A and the. If there is nothing to be written, you can just leave it blank. Is the answer for this? All three are blanks here. Only one. That's all. Finished? So this is one good example about corporate life versus academic life. Like I told, 16 hours of work a week is very, very different from working 16 hours a day. Identify the amount of stress what you're handling and the kind of effect it can have on your lifestyle. So even in academic world, if you are a professor in a elite institution, you will get travel grants to foreign locations for research presentation, for attending conferences. So it's not that only software engineers can go abroad. Even professors can go abroad, present their papers, attend conferences. All that amount also will be given by the government for the travel, right? So all those are the perks what you get, but the youth doesn't know about such what do you say, available facilities which are there in the industry. Okay, so you need to be aware and you need to search for the right kind of job that you need, and you can make your life easier later. Right? You don't have to work like a donkey. Working 15 hours a day is nothing easy. Okay, even if you're Boy also it is difficult. For girls it is extremely difficult. They need to work, they need to take care of home, they need to take care of children, they need to take care of in-laws. Later I'm telling, after your marital life. So you need to think with that in mind, how you are going to handle the later life. So planning ahead will help you stay on track with your progress. Like I told, if you go into IT industry now and later come back after 10 years to academic industry, you are still starting freshly. Okay, so that stress, if you totally avoid and start from now itself, you can reach a really good state by the time you reach those 10 years time. And even certain institutions like Reserve Bank of India, say take that into example. Okay, graduates can apply. Starting grade B position is having a salary starting from 10 lakhs per annum. Okay, and they have the training in Chennai, and their work culture also is very, very good. No stress, very easy life. And you, if you happen to continue in the same organization, you may even become the highest official in the organization, Reserve Bank of India. Then your signature will be there on the note. The currency. If you see the currency, there will be a signature, right? Yes. So you can go to that position as well. That happens only when you stay in a same company for a long time. What is the benefit of staying in a same company for a long time? It is not about money. There are a lot of people who jump for money. Okay, in IT industry, they are very, very what is say unstable. They keep jumping every 2 to 3 years in search of pay hike. Whatever they are earning, they feel it's not enough. Whereas in academic industry, you stay in the same institution for a long time, say 30 years, 40 years time, your repute will be really good, reputation. So that reputation is nothing to be compared with the IT industry's title, what they gave you. It, both are totally different. So one side there is money, one side there is reputation and the respect what you gather from the students and the research what you publish and the name what you make for yourself. That is totally different from, like I told, you have a lot of time for yourself. If you give 16 hours a week for work, remaining time is all for yourself. You do study, you do more publication, you do more research papers for yourself. You will grow in your career. That is really difficult to do in IT industry. So here, what can you put here? What will be the right word? Stress can make you unpleasantly. So in the day, right? In the day, I work at an office. Okay. The people I work with are busy and the work we do is quite easy. The group of people whom you surround yourself with will matter a lot. So you become like mostly the uh, 5 people who you surround yourself with most of the time. Okay, the 5 people, the 5 friends whom you spend most of your time with, you tend to become like them. So select your friends wisely. Don't be around people who are just partying, drinking, smoking. Okay, that kind of people are not good for your future. Okay, you do all this hard work and get into IIT. After going there, you should not be bringing down the name of the institution by doing such things. There are definitely people who lose track of their aim, why they actually went there. Instead, they tend to, what do you say, get spoiled with the freedom what they have been given. Okay, so there are two choices what you can make. Either you go their way or you set aside a different space for yourself. Like I told, take your time to select friends. Initially, don't become too close to anyone and later regret. So once you form friendship, it is difficult to break, right? You need to be careful before making friendship itself. You observe them at least for 2 to 3 months. You observe their pattern, what they do, how they talk, whether they use bad words a lot. All that matters. Your past doesn't matter, okay? If you have done certain things in past, don't worry about that. Okay, from now on, what you want to do, you should be careful about. Okay, all of us has a past, so we are not here to change the past. What has already happened. From now on, you need to be careful if you need to achieve something in life. Don't waste your life. You all get human life with great uh, difficulty. And life is all about exchanges of stories. What do you mean by stories? If you want to feel life, you tell what you have gone through to others so that they don't have to go through that again, right? They learn from your experience. So think that I'm buying all your data and telling you, leave your past behind and let it all go and concentrate on the future from now, right? Going back and correcting things are a little difficult, but making sure you are careful from now on be helpful for you. So try to identify if you need a article, don't need article. What will be the first one? He once met an alien. Yes. From space. This alien did not need oxygen to live. It did not have a nose. That's what will you write? Blank. That's hard story to believe. Whether you, I'm not sure. He was telling me that all of you have got this. Yes, Pa, tell me. You have some doubt? No doubt? What will they write here? I have an uncle who lives in a home for the elderly. He is an honest man. He used to be an FBI agent. Okay. He once saved a 1-year-old boy from a fire. And for FBI agent and because there we talked about that general and specific nature, right? So FBI agent is what? It is not about vowel. Okay. Here, FBI agents are many. It is general in nature, but we are talking about only one agent, an FBI agent. That would be right instead of a FBI agent. When you say F, it is more like F, E, F. F starts with E sound, but we are not telling E here directly. Okay, so you can think like that. Similar to your European, we discussed that. So the sounds matter here. Like we told earlier, for AEIOU, either the letter or the sound. Okay. Here we are not using F or fire. Fire we are using directly fire. Finished? If you have to travel alone, try to take public transport instead of going alone in one car. Helps bring down the traffic. Okay. What is the word you'll use here? When I drive to? No, don't have any. Usually the highways are really busy. If there is traffic during the rush hour, it can be chaos on the roads. We told till your exams are complete, stick to series. Okay, English series. You need to work upon improving your English talking skills as well as identification for uh, the data what you want for your exam. Okay, so learning new words, learning the right pronunciation, learning the right way of having the words together. So try to watch some series, English series. It can be comedy series, it can be something like a superhero series. Don't go for depressing series or detective series. All that will tend to disturb you. Think of the moves what you make in real life, like the game of chessboard. Okay, when to go forward, when to go backward. All that is part of your learning. Okay. Sometimes you need to take a step back. Sometimes you need to go forward. It's not always right to go forward. Okay. Sometimes you need to take a step back. All that is part of learning. If you learn the chess game well, you can be really great in your future life in terms of handling people, in terms of handling situations, in terms of handling any kind of stressful events. All that you will learn really well. Okay, one chess game you can play every day. It will improve your EQ as well as IQ. You learn how to take the step back. That is very important in your real life as well. You know about Gukesh, right? At the around age of 18, he won crores of rupees in prize. He didn't even go to school. He was totally into chess training. By the age of 18, 17 years, he has won crores of rupees in prizes. Do you know about him? No? No? Mukesh, you not even heard about him? Heard about him? At the age of 18, earning crores together in prize is not something simple, right? Around 18 crores he has earned, not one or two crores. Till now, he has earned up to 18 crores. Just by playing chess, he didn't even go to school. And he beat the world champion in the last year's tournament. So you need to be following such people for inspiration. Mukesh, you can Google about him. Very young player, not very old. Uh, so every day one game you play, you will be really grateful for yourself instead of doing anything else. Don't be lazy. Try to spend half an hour. You can just open some account in online portal. You can play one game. From easy, you can move towards. Once you conquer the easy level, you can move to the next level. So it helps you think wisely in your day-to-day life also. Chess game is really good to learn. I don't watch TV. I get information and news, etc. from the internet. I don't often go to the cinema either. The movies can really tempt you, okay, but once you see them, you'll be in depression for at least 2 to 3 weeks. So don't go for them right now. Okay, when you feel you have achieved the score what you want in exam, then probably you can see it. Some movies you can just watch it in parts. The sequence what they release in online platform, you can watch it if it is really required, and then decide whether to go ahead with the movie or not. That is also a good idea. Because sometimes songs will be good, movie will be terrible. Only the songs will be good. And before seeing a song, you first listen to the song. If the words are sounding good, if everything is good, then you go and watch the song. Sometimes lyrics will be really good, but they would have ruined the cinematography. All that kind of issues are there. Finish this one, right? Any of you have any hobbies? Singing, dancing, playing music? Or any of you did pick up any of the hobby after I told? Try to think about it, okay? is the answer here? Or extreme and extreme devastation in terms of environmental damage. The Hurricane Andrew is one of the most devastating hurricanes to ever hit the United States.
That devastation is kind of a plural word.
Devastations is plural, no? Devastation, one word, single word. Can go with an. Caused an extreme devastation as well. You can write an, no issue. So probably even if you remove it also, it doesn't make much difference. Even if you write it. Yeah. So it's just mentioning caused extreme devastation. So even if you remove, probably it doesn't make much difference. But here they have given an is required. So that's why I also wrote it. I also thought it is not required, but here they have mentioned it is required. Would definitely not fit. The also would not fit. So only option is either an or no data at all. Either of them you can. Finish this one. Whenever you move to some foreign country, initially 1 or 2 years you feel really happy. Then depression sets in because you are away from your family. And some people realize that and do come back. Some people do continue despite that and tend to stay there. Okay, I have had friends who have returned after 5 to 6 years of stay completely back to India. I have some friends still in foreign countries. Regular communication with them helps us know how they feel, what they are going through. Most of them are struggling with depression. Okay, because they don't feel appreciated there. They work like donkeys. That is there. Here they hire Indian people because Indian people are prone to do work like donkeys. They don't revolt back, right? Because usually income is also in dollars, so they tend to give you money. But the thing is, yeah, whatever you are doing, 20% of work, if their citizen does, they will pay the same amount of money what you are getting. You will be doing 5 times more of that person's work, but you will not know the internal paycheck. That's it. I know this because I had a HR there. One of my friends was a HR who moved to different country. She moved to Germany. There she was telling how the paychecks vary from person to person. Even the citizenship also matters. But you will not know internally what is happening. Because she was in HR, she could gather that information and tell me how the paychecks vary. So if you are Indian, your pay will be less in spite of doing the same amount of hours of work compared to the citizens over there. So they literally exploit. Okay, that is why it's better to be here and enjoy the what do you say, our own culture relationships than going there and feeling depressed while earning great money. Going for studies is fine. Studying and coming back is fine. But studying everything here and then going and getting settled there is something to think about whether it is really needed or. Okay, for this one, what would be the right answer? Already time is up. Moving to the United States was the most exciting thing I have ever done. Last year to New York doesn't need anything. Okay, New York is exciting city, an exciting city, a exciting city. What will you write? Full of adventure, full of. We don't need anything here, right? Hmm? Here, an exciting city, full of adventure. In fact, I saw a famous actor on the street yesterday. Making sure that street. Okay. Okay, I'll meet you in the next class. Okay. So tomorrow and after will be same class being repeated. So you can concentrate on your core subject and maths. Okay. Don't miss any classes. If you have missed any classes, try to complete them. Okay, parents. See you.
Thank you.
See you.